Alright, so, hello all dear Fluffle players out there. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about why your deck will never be the same again. Aside from the argument of link summoning, because as we've seen proven, lots of extra deck based decks are still good post links. This deck still has a lot of consistent plays post links. But here's the one key problem that this deck and Monarchs alike cannot handle. Disruption. Something that a lot of decks are not really built to handle. And when you have people main decking 3 Ogres, 3 Ash Blossoms, 3 Strikes, 3 D Barriers. You have people main decking 3 Strikes, 3 D Barriers, My Body is a Shield for your Viper Tiger, or a freaking Floodgate Trap Hole. For some apparent stupid reason, even though it does nothing to you. You have people main decking Chalice. And it just turns this deck into such a garbage can. And I'm sorry, Fluffle players. Smacked in the face. Your deck's dead. As long as people continue playing the way they do, running so many tech cards and hand traps in the deck, Fluffles are not built to handle hand traps. Fluffles are not built to handle strikes. Fluffles are not built to handle dimensional barriers. They're just not built for it. You know what I'm saying? The deck's just not built for that. And when you have to deal with that, it becomes very irritating for the deck. To play the deck. I used to play Fluffles too. And like how Fluffles Stuff Incorporated plays Fluffles, I used to play Fluffles. I used to play Monarchs. And Monarchs get fucked with Link. Not with Link. I mean, they would be better in Link format. But here's the problem. Again, hand traps are the best cards in the game. I'm gonna keep saying it until every fucking Yu-Gi-Oh player understands it. Hand traps are the best monsters and the best tech cards in the game. Better than quick play spells because they can be used at any time in the duel. It's that simple. And as long as hand traps are being played, Monarchs will never top shit. I playtested Monarchs last night 10 different times. Let's say against different scenarios on which different hand traps that I would test them out, that I opened them up on. Right? I tested them out in real life, IRL. But anyways, I tested them out in real life. Assuming that my opponent's gonna open Ash. And the deck does horrible when Ash is opened up on Fluffles or Monarchs. And I'm not even going to joke about that. And a lot of you guys are going to disagree with me, but the facts are the facts. Monarchs are trash, and Fluffles are trash until hand traps pass the game. We need to pass the hand trap stage where everybody's main decking 8 hand traps for the format. Like how the Mask Hero player did in the OCG. And how he got second place. We need to get past the hand trap stage already. Because it's ruining the game. When your opponent can open I'm sorry guys, when your opponent can open like this all the time and still be able to go consistent, your opponent can open up 3 Ash Blossoms, which will be pretty freaking broken these days, by the way, 1 Dimensional Barrier, a Zodiac Rapier, and a hand like that, which would normally be a brick in a deck like ABC, because if you open like say their ASO core and you don't open up the field spell in a hand like this, they technically brick still. But you'll be able to hold off your opponent and put them on hold with hand traps, like Ash Blossom and trap cards like Dimensional Barrier. But in a deck like Zoo, when you have Zoo only using 1 card to do their plays, they just only need 1 card, 1 fucking card to do their plays. When you have something like that in the game, you can't do anything. You can't handle it. And when your deck reaches a point that it can't handle it, you cannot play your deck competitively anymore when you have shit like this basically happening 105% of the time. Literally, every time that I go locals these days, Ash, Solemn Strike, Dimensional Barrier, Floodgate Trap Hole, all these fucking tech cards. I'm not gonna trash talk Ghost Ogre because she's a fair card, I love her. But anyways, again, Ash, every fucking time they're opening this damn card. Zoo players literally rely on these hand traps. And guess what, guys? Ash is never gonna go on the list. If any hand trap is going to be going on the list, it may be Draw and Lockbird, but it's guaranteed to be Max C. Because Max C is used to draw into Ash. And even if you don't use Max C to draw to Ash, you just play 3 Ash and the deck's consistently opening her. Max C is going to get banned. Depending on how Trickstars do, which I doubt they're going to top anything, Draw and Lockbird may be taking some L's on the list. But besides from that, when you have your opponent opening like this all the time, you can't do anything. You literally can't do anything. That's how Yu-Gi-Oh's become, folks. Your former tier 2 decks that were able to thrive back in 2015 and early to late 2016 have now went from being potential rogue decks to becoming tier 3 garbage. That sound effect right there was just a smack in the face of reality. Fluffles are trash and Monarchs are trash until this hand trap stage passes. Like literally, I used to run Monarchs on a competitive level, but I don't play Monarchs competitively anymore. You know why? Ash. Oh. You know Ultimate Ada apply effect? Ash. Oh. You use Pantheism to draw? Ash. Tenacity? Ash. Literally, Ash can answer any competitive card being played right now. Oh, card demise? Ash. Literally, that's why Counter Fairies are gonna start becoming a garbage deck now. You can't use demise with Counter Fairies. You can't rely on demise anymore because you have to deal with a hand trap called Ash Slut that's gonna answer your card every time. It doesn't matter how you do it. You literally have to use Prohibition and call Ghost Ash. Literally. Prohibition, Ash, or Solemn Strike to her. You gotta stop her. Literally. Or you gotta bait her out for that one turn. Try to go all out on your turn and get some negates. So when your opponent tries to use her again, you can just negate the slut. Literally. That's how you have to do it now. And here's the problem. And back to my argument with Fluffles and Monarchs. Monarchs is debatable. It's just my personal opinion that Monarchs are bad. You may disagree with that, and you may be able to argue me against that. But you cannot argue with me that Fluffles are not competitive anymore or viable in this new format. Because Monarchs could afford to side deck a few cards in order to deal with her. They could afford to side deck some shit. Because Monarchs Monarchs need at least 2 cards in their hand. 2 specific cards in their hand in order to go off. The other cards could be hand traps or draw cards or whatever. Or tech cards or whatever you side deck. Which would be really good if you can open it up like that. Monarchs can afford to go low resource, high reward. Fluffles is a deck that is high resource commitment, high reward. Like, think about it this way. You know how you invest in stocks? High risk, high reward? That's what Fluffles are. And right now, I'm not seeing the reward part in Fluffles being played competitively. I'm sorry, Fluffles Stuffing Incorporated. But your favorite deck has taken its last and final L. When you have Dimensional Barrier being reprinted and now being ran in the 3s because Zoo apparently won the very first YCS post the Worlds results. The first YCS post Link Summoning, basically. Zoo won it. 24 out of the top 32 spots. You're going to see everybody buying out Dimensional Barriers now. Because you're going to need to deal with the deck if you didn't have D-Barrier before. And guess what? If you're playing Rituals, D-Barrier. That's why I dropped Heralds too. Like, I keep the Tower Knights because I have access to a card called Card Demise. And I can draw out a whole bunch of shit. And the way I place the Tellers, I don't technically have to go into the extra deck at all. if I play it a certain way. And you're gonna have to start. And I play I'm playing Towers right now for that reason. Even if you open up the barrier on me, it's not gonna put me down right away because I know how to play Tower Knights really well, and I mean really well. I mean, if my top four, me making top four for the first time getting fourth and the second time getting third was the tellers at my locals, where the majority of them only play meta decks. There really is no rogue over there, aside from a few Pendulum Magician scrubs, which I didn't happen to face that time. Aside from that, I was going against all top tier decks, all top tier people that attend regionals all the time. And I managed to beat through the majority of them in order to make my way to the top four. If you guys have seen my deck profile videos on Statellers, you can play them correctly, you'll be good. But here's the problem. Fluffles cannot really afford to side deck much of anything without having the consistency issues take place. Like, let's say you side deck triple dimensional barrier, right? You draw into dimensional barrier with, let's say, toy vendor. You're gonna have to discard the dimensional barrier, and you know what that makes that card? A dead draw. It's useless. You can't do anything with it in the graveyard. Sorry to give you guys I'm gonna do it again. Yep. Smack up to reality. That's right. Wake up. Your decks are dead. Until this hand trap shit passes, Yu-Gi-Oh! Your decks, your tier 2 garbage rogue decks, are dead unless if you can innovate and prove yourself and prove yourself to the community a way to play the deck under these new harsh conditions in Yu-Gi-Oh! Called Ash Blossom, Dimensional Barrier, and Strike, and Zoo. If you can top with Fluffles in Link format, and even at the locals, shout outs to you, man. I'll give you the ultimate shout out in a nice 1-minute video talking about how good and smart of a player you are if you can top with Fluffles in Link format. Yeah, that's the truth. I bet even Pendulum Magicians can get the job done better than Fluffles right now, due to the harsh consistency that the deck could suffer sometimes. And when Fluffles brick, they brick hard, yo. Oh my god. And on top of that, Fluffles being complex to play, let's not even include the fact that Fluffles can be hard to play sometimes. And Zoo is obviously way easier to play because the meta takes no skill to play, literally. Zoo is literally stack, summon, boom, you're dead. Well, not really OTK anymore, but literally stack, summon, control for one turn, stack, control the board again for another turn, next turn, stack, Rat Pier, Ram, Whiptail, OTK, GG, handshake. No fucking handshake, you meta sheep. Get out of my face. But literally, that's what Zoo has become. And the other 4 cards in the hand are probably hand traps or tech cards like Solemn Strike, Dimensional Barrier, Warning, Chalice, or whatever you may see. That means you basically have to play into random tech cards that you don't know which tech cards your opponent's running. You don't know if they're making Chalice or fucking Royal Decree for all you know. Shit, they could be making Mind Crush for all you know. And you'll be able to work around that. Hey man, think about it this way. A pointer at the Red Lotus could rip away that hand pretty easily right now. Literally. Call Ash Blossom. I'd love to do that to a hand like this. If my opponent opened up 3 Ash, I'll be happy to call Mind Crush and just watch them rage. No, I'll have 2 Mind Crush. One for Rat Pier, 1 for 3 Ash. Oh man, I can't wait till the day comes I can just Mind Crush the living shit out of Ash. If they ever make a card that allows you to search Ash, I'm just gonna Mind Crush that shit right away. Because I don't want to deal with her. I really don't. Well, guys, and I know there are going to be lots of disagreements on my video. And I can see my video getting tons of dislikes. But you know what? I'm willing to take the pain. Because logic still stands at the end of the day. These 2 decks have become trash. Have a nice day. Peace.